Live in a long time. I went live the other day with the fantastic Republican Study Committee, who have now voted to keep the government open. We've gotten that passed. While we're doing this, though, I need to make sure I pin this to my profile. Uh, Welcome everyone in to this latest edition of Tim Runs His Mouth. I am very excited to be here, hanging out with the CEO of the Dallas Express. I'm speaking in sentences because I'm trying to do two things at once. By the way, like these very like staccato notes. Um, Hanging out with the CEO of the Dallas Express and a good friend of mine, Chris Putnam. Lots to talk about. We were actually very close to having a very controversial local city council member on, and they are still in from Frisco right now. I don't know if you guys have been following this. This is why it's the headline story, but H-1B visas have become very, very controversial in the state. I believe 72% of people. Actually, let's just go ahead and I'll show this article while we start talking about it from the Dallas Express. Let's pull up. There we go. And I'm going to make it bigger than us for the moment. Okay, so talking about the analysis of H-1B visas in North Texas, where it's one of the highest levels of the country of H-1B visas. 72% are from India, I believe it said here. Yeah, 72% of H-1B visas are awarded to workers from India, 12% going to China, and then I guess the rest is just a mishmash of 16% of places. But this has become a very, very controversial issue because there are so many concentrated in North Texas, especially in the Frisco area. And it just so happens that one of my friends is in the center of this. A guy named Bert Thacker, good guy, good conservative, I believe, answered all of your questions when it came out about this, very open about it. But there's just been a lot of noise about it, and I think a very little understanding about what's going on with this stuff. Chris, what is your take on all of this that's happening right now?
Well, look, H-1B is a nuanced issue, right? There are absolutely, some unique skill sets, particularly in tech and engineering, that we need from other countries right now. At the same time, the program has been horribly abused. Is being used, basically as a labor arbitrage model for a lot of companies and in areas where there aren't unique skill sets. Dallas, we just story last week, Dallas Independent School District has spent $2.5+ million on H-1 applicants, and a lot of them, they're bringing in foreign nationals to basically teach other foreign nationals how to speak English. English is a second language, so it's kind of interesting. And you mentioned Frisco, 30% of the population is now East Indian. South Lake, it's around 20%. It was, hair under there, but it's pushing 20. It's moving up to McKinney. If you're on Instagram, you can see these funny posts from realtors and stuff where people are like, where are we? And so there's absolute legitimate questions about whether that program's gone too far. I think it has. And what we need to do to restrain it before we lose communities, frankly, to a different culture that, while they're not violent, they don't commit a lot of crimes. They work hard, they pay taxes, but Frisco isn't Frisco anymore if you've spent a material amount of time up there. And again, you mentioned the mayor, good guy, Indian guy. And that's the way it's going to start happening, like in a number of communities in Dallas-Fort Worth.
He also, by the way, is very open in saying that it's an abused system and that the process has been way too abused, and he wants to see reforms in it. He thinks it's been scammed. So I'm going to give him credit on that one. He's been very, very open and honest. And actually, when you guys reached out to him, didn't he sit down with you for like an hour and a half and answer every single question that you had for him?
Yeah, I was the reporter, of course, on the story, but we actually went after that story because of this one guy that went viral interrogating him and making a number of frankly false allegations. And look, that's a story our readers would be interested in if a number of those things were true. And we found out that several facts weren't true. This person, I can't even remember his name, but I wouldn't say it if I did.
Yeah, it's not
he's got an extensive criminal history. And so look, we're about the truth, and the truth in this case was there's no evidence that the Frisco mayor is doing anything untoward. I mean, he just happens to be Indian in a city or town that has a pretty high Indian population.
Yeah. I don't know. I do believe, but again, like He very, very open and honest, and said he's city councilman is Bert Thacker. Very open and honest about it, and he also will be the first one. And he told me the other day, we had a phone call about it because I wanted to learn more about what was going on there because of how much noise was coming out of the area. He very much so said that he believes it's being abused and wants to curb the usage of it. But Trump the other day actually announced that there's going to be a visa hike. That H-1B visa is going to go up to
I frankly don't understand how he reconciles that policy with, his illegal immigration policy. Some of the impacts are the same as
Real quick, I'm laughing at myself. A lot of times you can take a look at what I might be purchasing on the internet. Your cookie ads tell you exactly what you're buying on the internet. And in case you're wondering, Pokemon cards. Just all over. There's more Pokemon cards than article on that article that I just pulled up, which you can tell this isn't a Dallas Express article because Dallas Express articles aren't slammed with ads like
no,
this.
yeah.
This is like a garbage. Like they're trying to get every penny they can from this. What is this? Times of India or something like that? Which I'm quoted in this a lot. I have no idea, but very, very.
They picked us up actually a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Keep going. I just laugh because I look at it and I'm like, literally Pokemon.
No, I think what I said at the beginning is it's a very nuanced issue. And of course, the president, as well as a number of people in the business community, including Elon Musk, are pushing hard for expansion of that program. I mean, and maybe it's a dynamic that's unique to North Texas. I mean, it's particularly palpable in North Texas, right? Particularly in the North Plano, Frisco, McKinney corridor. Of course, AT&T's moving up there now. T-Mobile's up there. Toyota, JCPenney, just all sorts of corporate campuses up there. And that's why you're seeing a large concentration of those folks there. In the same way in Tarrant County, Southlake has an increasing, again, 20% H1 population. And it's because, they got Westlake next door, which, has a lot of tech companies, particularly financial services companies.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I think we'll get back to this at some point because I do want to. I've been watching this because I know people are showing up there to try to get their internet clicks over at the Frisco City Council meeting. I was very excited. Maybe we'll check in and see crazy people yelling at our friends.
Yeah. By the way, Tim, we're also doing a series right now on state universities that are spending a tremendous amount on H1, both for staff as well as admitting students. And of course, those are students at very competitive colleges that are losing. Texans are losing slots to Texas kids.
Didn't you uncover that? Wasn't it the Dallas school district, Dallas City School District, or Dallas County? Sorry,
DIC.
Yeah, they spent $2 million just on the law firms looking
the
for
legal firms to process the applications, right? Yeah.
How can I dig this up?
And that's over a course of about 5 years, I think. And the number of H1 employees they have numbers in the hundreds.
Yeah. Here I'll do this story actually because and we'll get to other things here in a minute. But I think this is going to be interesting. I'm actually going in next week to film potentially with the Heritage Foundation at the Trump Kennedy Center to shut down for $257 million in upgrades. So apparently, and they've been getting millions and millions of dollars. This is you guys again at the Dallas Express covering this. And look at there's Sarah. By the way, you need to check out her podcast. It's fantastic. But they've been sinking money into the Kennedy Center for years, Democrats in particular. And as usual, they have not properly fixed things there. I don't know who the contractors are. I don't know what's been going on, but the actual renovations that need to happen have not happened in the time that all of the money has been sunk into the Kennedy Center. So right now,
sounds like a typical government program.
Pretty much. And then like a typical, like a good, not a typical, but a good businessman and a good real estate tycoon, Donald Trump understands, shutting it down to get it fixed. So they're going to shut it down for, I believe, 2 years. I think about 2 years. And they're going to actually fix everything that needs to be fixed in the Kennedy Center so that it will reopen fresh and clean and maybe get rid of the smell that's been there forever. The Kennedy Center has a very unique, old, musty smell. When's the last time you've been there? You've been there in a while? Chris, did I lose you?
Oh no, sorry. I was saying that I haven't been there in a while, but I'm sure it smells a lot like East Coast Democrat.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Like it's like cat ladies and must, I think is what's happening there. But yeah, so that is it is wild to me that it has not been fixed properly. But then again, I think it's just kind of par for the course with government contracts and a lot of people making millions and millions of dollars doing nothing.
Yeah.
But the Trump Kennedy Center is going to be fixed and upgraded, and they're getting a lot of slack from this because again, Democrats don't want things to be fixed, and they're just saying that it's a waste of money. And then they're very, very upset. How dare Donald Trump, according to them, put his name on the Kennedy Center? I think it's hilarious.
He does that purposefully, as you know.
Yeah, I have no problems with it. Whatever. Let a Republican and a Democrat have their names on the building. And also, if he's getting, and I'm sure he's getting a bunch more donors.
Was Kennedy really a Democrat?
By current standards,
Yeah.
right-wing extremist, according to them. They would not at all accept Kennedy as a president. They would probably say that he's a fascist and all the things that they said.
Kind of the original, drain the swamp guy, and of course, in that case, they got him.
Yeah. Same treatment as Donald Trump had, but Donald Trump turned his head. I mean, think about that. It's horrible to think, but that's what happened. Let's go through all the other things that are happening. Where do you want to start? You want to go Grammys? You want to go ICE riots? Because there's a really funny video about ICE riots. Which one do you want to go with?
It's always good to start with ICE.
Okay, here we go. I love this video. Have you seen the video yet of this guy who these ICE officers have kind of finally had enough and have started kind of biting back at people? Again, not fighting them, but boy, are these men patient for what's happened and how they're being treated. Here he is. He's approached by a very confused individual, we'll just say, for YouTube's sake. And he responds. You haven't seen this yet? You're gonna enjoy this.
That kind of energy, where we should rip people apart from their families.
Are you a man?
Wow. Wow, is that a question?
Wow.
Okay.
You'll see what this thing looks like in a second.
Feel about ripping people from their families. Does that feel good?
Fucking house nigga in here. Sir, I need to move. Fucking house nigga, where's your fucking take?
Do you hear the awful things? By the way, I didn't believe that, but do you hear the awful racist stuff they're saying to this guy?
Oh yeah.
They are the most racist group of people, but I do like that he asked the thing with the long hair, "Are you a man?" and it set him off.
I think it's so interesting, because we had this example just the other day where, Colin Allred called out Tallarico, for saying some abjectly racist stuff. And it's just these white guys calling black people racist routinely, and the left just kind of eating themselves alive, trying to outwoke each other is amusing.
It's never the problem with them, and this is something that's been pointed out by Bill Maher, is that it's never good enough. They're never
right.
They never have. It's never no matter how far to the left you go, it's never far enough to the left for these lunatics. So it is
especially these lunatics.
Yes, and I love it though. I don't know if you can see at the end here. So they've given him the finger, and I believe he gives him the finger back. Oh, this one's cut off, but he opens it up to kind of laugh at him again. Like, you got to give these guys, these ICE officers, all the credit in the world, because they are being harassed constantly. They're being pushed around. People are spitting at them. People are like blowing these stupid whistles, and they're able to keep their cool through all of it. I mean, it is, the left is trying to turn these disgusting people who were shot into saints when they were literally trying to harm ICE officers or bringing weapons to be violent around these ICE officers, and they've been very, very calm the entire time. So I give the ICE all the credit in the world. These are people out there actually defending our country, and at the same time, just dealing with the worst.
Just maybe last night, there was a planned agitation. We don't use the term protest. In Arlington that was promoted, where they had doxed where the ICE agents were staying, the hotel where the ICE agents were staying, and they were going to show up, well after dark. I think it started like 8 p.m. in order to try to keep these guys up all night, and of course annoy the other hotel guests in the process. I mean, it's getting kind of silly that way. We had the example of that here in Dallas as well. And I ask people all the time, and I happen to be friends with a number of people in that particular organization, very senior. And it's like, what do you do? At what point do you just lose patience?
Yeah. Here's a, let's see if I can share this here. So this is a group of protesters. Again, nothing says you hate ICE like annoying people who are making minimum wage at a Target. You're really going to teach people a lesson by annoying people who are just trying to make a living by working at Target. And I believe these people are singing. It says they're singing "We Are Somali." Get out of here!
Oh my gosh!
These old white people have.
It's always.
I actually think Somalians have a 68 IQ average. These people have a lower IQ than 68. We are Somali. Again, what is it because
it's the new free Palestine?
Yes. Is it because these people have had nothing to protest for real in the world for years now? They've had it too good. I always say that they have it too good.
I went to the last No Kings protest in Dallas last summer, and what was so interesting was there were a lot of Hispanics there, but mostly it was boomer white women and some men. And it was hot as heck that day, and they were passed out on the sidewalk. It was like actually not good. I mean, they were having to stop and resuscitate people, and I really do wonder if like these people just have never left the '60s.
I pretty much. I'm trying to see if they. And again, they really think that they're doing something by doing this. This is my favorite one, by the way. I think I got this one to go viral. Here's a woman protesting, and make sure to have it. Yeah.
Oh, I've seen this one. Yeah.
Yeah, where she like comes up with 2 shopping carts to annoy this poor girl. Like again, and watch the girl. Hold on, here we go.
Hi. No, because we're not actually gonna buy all of this. We just loaded up our carts. We're protesting Trump administration. This attention, Target shoppers. 2 o'clock now. We're going to walk out as part of the Free America walkout.
Again, this poor girl right here. And then whatever staff have to then go and restock the shelves with all of this garbage that they put in their carts just to fill carts. That woman smells like cat piss, by the way. There's no doubt. Like she
has at least 4 or 5 cats.
She smells like cat piss. Like there's just no way.
Away from fascism, we walk towards a free America.
God, this girl, just watch her the entire time.
We fight for a future that belongs to all of us. Everybody in, nobody out. Everybody should walk out, including the workers.
Yeah, you should. Hey, everybody should walk out, including this poor, looks like maybe she's 19, working for a minimum wage, earning a living, actually trying to contribute to society. Everyone should walk out, including her, according to this probably woman living off of Medicare and Medicaid or getting.
And by the way, I mean, it wasn't that long ago, right? That Target was like super woke themselves.
Yes.
I mean, it's not like that's the highest priority target for, that, sorry for the pun, for that sort of protest.
Well, they had the tuck yourself bathing suits for kids, right?
Yeah. I never saw that, but I never shot for that particular item.
Well, they had a section at the very front. I didn't either. But they had a section at the very front. I had to clarify that I did not shop for the tuck yourself bathing suits. But no, they had a
look at her. I mean, she's like straight out of Woodstock.
She really is.
To my earlier point, it's like, oh, hey, we're going to go relive the summer of love. Except this time, we're going to protest and incite violence because, we don't want foreign criminals to go back home.
Late 60s.
It's madness.
Late 60s, smells like cat piss, believes that she's doing something. Again, using the same whistles you would use to protect yourself to keep those violators. I'm not going to say the R word because we're on YouTube right now, but I am just, it's unbelievable how insane these people are.
Do you think it is having an impact or not? I talked to one political consultant. It's campaign season here, of course, in Texas. We're having big races. And so I've been around a lot of those folks. And, they're all nervous that, the more moderate Republicans or independents or, moderate Democrats are buying some of this.
Yeah.
And I mean, I see right through it. It's transparent to me. I mean, that they're doing all this, and of course, it's in the deepest blue states, with with the support of elected officials and the media. And then they're going to come back around in November, run a bunch of candidates like they did in Virginia, pretending that they're moderate. And the second they get in, of course,
Well,
it's
that's
going to be exactly like it was before.
50 new taxes in Virginia. 50 new taxes in Virginia, including on dog walking. Like, are you kidding me? I can't. This is, you get what you vote for, though, in these instances. That's
Yeah.
really the problem.
But I mean, it's disturbing that people are that easily pliable,
Yeah. This continuing the conversation about these the rioters or the agitators, whichever one you want to go with. I like riot because it's faster than agitate.
That's even better.
Yeah.
And more accurate.
Data Republican, who I really like.
She's great.
Very, very accurate with everything too.
Her NGO reporting in particular, very detailed.
Yeah. This guy pointed out, J. Michael Waller, I don't know what is his pedigree because he seems like he knows this stuff. Senior analyst for strategy, Center for Security Policy. Okay. So he said this checkpoint looks lame. And this is one of these checkpoints now that they have now set up. These, I couldn't imagine, by the way, if they pulled me over, I don't know how I'd react. I'd step on the gas. There's no getting pulled over by these people, and people should not be. Citizens are allowed to just blow past this. But these are anti-ICE protesters who have set up checkpoints, and they're scanning people's their license plates, and then they're asking for driver's license as well. But this is something from J. Michael Waller. Says this checkpoint looks lame, but it's the start of a network of what will become stronger and more numerous checkpoints. Such illegal checkpoints are early nodes of an illegal policing system, characteristics of insurgencies worldwide. Loyal citizens should take them down. I mean, this is nuts. This is nuts.
But here's my question, right? Yeah. Isn't there a fairly simple but would be powerful solution to this? I mean, it's outright sedition at the end of the day, right? Why hasn't the administration cut off the federal funding to these states until they get their problems under control?
I don't know. I mean, I thought you were going to say the simple solution to this
violent conflicts. Just cut off their federal funding. When the money's, they will stop immediately. I promise you.
I thought you were going to say the simple solution to this is a blowtorch. It's a lot of wood out there.
Or what we did in Iran, but like we can't do that to Americans. But like, cut off the federal funding, all of it. Like, and say, until this nonsense stops, until you stop inciting these people to do these. I mean, we haven't even talked about signal chat, right?
Yeah.
And which begs the next question. What do you think? Are these people being paid?
Yes. Oh, yeah. There's no doubt that they're being paid.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. I mean, it's, and I just wonder, again, like I believe they linked George Soros, of course, his organizations are like normally the ones that fund these types of things. But I forget where all the money that's something that I think Cam Higbee and that team have already uncovered.
Well, by the way, that's precisely the reason that the Trump administration on day one started with USAID, because as you know, they were funding a lot of these NGOs. The money was just turning around and going to both these types of activities as well as liberal outlets like Politico, whose staff magically got cut in half like 30 days later. It was literally weaponized against Republicans and to thwart the Trump agenda.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely wild what they're doing here. And again, you wouldn't be out there doing this. You have to be getting something. You can't be out there all day in the middle of the day, in the middle of the week, running these checkpoints if you're not living off of either the government dime, like I'd imagine grandma who smells like cat piss is on Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, right? Or she has some sort of wealth. These guys, these younger guys, have to be getting paid. Have to be. There's just no way.
You think Freddie was being paid?
Huh?
You think Freddie was being paid?
Oh, most definitely. He was out there multiple days agitating and kicking.
Do you have some of those videos because you don't see those, of course, widely broadcast except on X?
Yeah.
Of his behavior in the days leading up to that terrible incident.
Yeah. The kicking of the, I mean,
yeah, you seen that on the ABC Evening News?
Absolutely not.
News movement.
Here we go. So
there you go.
Here he is, peacefully protesting, as you can see, very peaceful, spitting at officers, yelling at them. There you go, spitting at them. That's peaceful, very peaceful. Then peacefully kicking the taillight until the taillight falls off. Peacefully kicking the taillight. He's very
But
peaceful.
he's just a nurse at the wrong place at the wrong time, Tim.
Also, wrong place. Yeah, absolutely. He just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
And by the way, have you heard the mainstream media like broadcasting the fact that he quit his nursing job? I've had that, and his parents like warned him, like, don't get too involved here.
Well, it's tough out there. He's just out there helping people. You can see he's helping. He's just providing care and aid.
Yeah.
He's helping. I learned that you can.
Isn't it just shocking though, like how dishonest like the media is? Like,
well, they used an AI image. They couldn't get a good image of him because
we did that story. Yeah.
The other side of it too. I mean, they couldn't get a good image of Renee Good. It looked like it was her prom picture they put up of Renee Good because her recent pictures were not good. So they find the best. If something to you and I happened, I know the worst pictures of me would go up.
Oh, that's always how they do it.
You slim it down a little bit instead of the worst me after a bender.
There was a picture of one of the officers. It may have been the officer that shot Pretty or Renee Good. I can't remember which one. The dude's like super handsome guy, super buff. And I'm like, yeah, tomorrow they'll have a picture of him looking like a Holocaust victim.
Well, remember do you remember in the same vein when Joe Rogan had taken whatchamacallit? What was it? God, it's so long now. What was it? Ivermectin. They actually made him look sick by changing they yellowed his photo. So it's the same media, same dishonest media. Again, this is just he's just out there. Look, he's just out there.
It's just incredible. That's MSNBC, which of course is rebranded MS Now because their brand was so tainted by just lie after lie after lie, including Russiagate. Like, to me, it's just remarkable that people, even if they're on the left, if they're critically thinking and rational, like, how many times are you going to be okay getting lied to? Like, because it's just super clear that it's nothing but propaganda and political narrative. It's not news.
Yeah, I'm going to try to find on your website here. Going to go back to the Dallas Express. This is what we're doing over here at the. I don't want to screw up a search and then have you. I'm looking for the story where you posted of the different images of him.
I don't know how to search that.
We won't tell anybody that you're
maybe just MS Now.
Well, I think you're right. But if you go over to he looks terrible in his photo, and then they fix it.
Yeah, you need a Jamie like Rogan has.
Well, I should buy one. I need to pay for one, but that's so. Like, here's the deal: they absolutely made him look like they cleaned up his beard. They added color to him. They made him look a little more muscular in the face instead of his like washed out look.
Yeah, less like Ted Kaczynski.
Hold on. I'll just do this. If I type it in here, I guarantee it'll show up. There we go.
There it is.
There we go. Now look, there's the original, and boy, did they add a lot of color. They trimmed up his beard for him real nice.
They filled in his hairline a little bit too.
They did. It's nice.
Wish somebody would do that for me.
Added some color. They shined up his glasses nicer. They've. I mean, this is you can literally see what they did here. It's wild.
That is not journalism.
No.
Yeah, it's the furthest thing.
I mean, that is. They made his ear. Did they make his ears smaller? They make his nose a little bit more narrow too.
They did that to Biden in real life, right? With the ears.
Well, yeah. What was that? Why were his lobes? I always thought that his lobes were detached and then attached because of facelifts.
I don't know. I don't know that I've ever seen a good explanation for that.
There was never an explanation.
It was a little creepy though, for sure.
We're just conspiracy theorists living in a conspiracy theory world. That's all. That's
the thing about conspiracy theories in the last 8 years are pretty much all true.
1,000%. 1,000%. Things that I hope aren't true. We have to mention our sponsor here, Kalshi. 39% chance now, according to the Kalshi market, that Democrats will sweep the House, Senate, and presidency
in 28, not in the midterms.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I think and then a 21% Republican sweep.
In the midterms nationally, there's some issues. I mean, the biggest of which is, we just saw it reflected in this special election, which is a bit of a weird deal, but in Fort Worth, that's gone national in terms of the upset in a plus 20 Republican district. There's a story there, but nationally, it's an issue. And the biggest issue is when Donald Trump is not on a ballot, a really high percentage of Republicans do not turn out to vote.
Yeah.
And that's precisely why they're stirring up, all this nonsense to motivate their base to get out there in November.
Definitely. I do definitely believe, and it's a 32% chance that Gavin Newsom is going to be the Democratic nominee for president. 7% chance it's AOC.
But didn't Jasmine already tell us that?
I think she did.
Yeah.
And let's see what else. Will the U.S. confirm aliens exist before 2027? I would bet no. 86% chance is a no on that one. So
I'm with Elon on the alien thing. He's like, if they've been out there that long, they're awfully shy.
Yeah.
But then Rogan thinks they're coming from the water. So
yeah. Well,
they've been here forever. They're not actually from another planet.
Of course. Yeah, of course. They're in Atlanta, Atlantis. Well, hold on. Atlanta and Atlantis. Remember that group of people who a couple of weeks ago said that Atlanta used to be Atlantis?
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. While we're taking a look here, I'll give you a Kalshi chart to look at. Let's see what's a good one. Will he be out? Will Tim Walz be out as governor of Minnesota before 2027? 24% of people believe that. But I have to show you Atlanta. There's a large group of people that now believe that Atlanta was at one point Atlantis. And here.
And there's a lot of aliens there.
Wow,
not just the illegal ones.
Here's
the strange town.
The power of Atlantis is within the people. It's wherever we congregate. So here we go. This is from the We Was Kangs crowd. We're from Atlantis.
Atlanta is Atlantis. Atlanta is Atlantis. Atlanta is Atlantis. Atlanta is Atlantis. Atlanta is Atlantis. Atlanta is Atlantis.
So was one town in the middle of a state once underwater? Is that what they're trying to say?
I don't know. That's probably a lot of the same people that would, wear masks alone in their cars during COVID.
It's the same people. I don't understand. I just, where do you, I'd love to know. Hold on. Here, I'm going to go down the rabbit hole. Hold on. Was Atlanta once Atlantis?
You should ask Grok.
Well, hold on. I'm going to do. All right. Share this tab instead. No, Atlanta was never the mythical city of Atlantis. Get out. The origin of Atlanta, the city formerly named Terminus, then Marthasville, before being named Atlanta in 1845. The name derived from Western and Atlantic Railroad. It is considered the feminine form of Atlanta. The origin of Atlantis is a purely fictional ancient Greek tale of a lost civilization described by.
Is it?
We don't know. I don't know. I got to tell you, these people were pretty convincing. That guy's got a stick. He's got an ornate stick. Now look, by that standard, because I've got my Loki staff next to me. I could also claim that Atlanta was Atlantis. Maybe Fort Worth was Atlantis.
Did that belong to Aquaman?
No, I have that. I have the trident somewhere actually. That I don't know where. I have a proper replica problem.
I know, and I'm not seeing any Michelle Kwan commemorative plates.
Number one, it's Christy Yamaguchi.
I always get that wrong.
You are. Let me tell you. How?
Maybe I'm just focused on Michelle Kwan.
I didn't want to call you racist, but the fact that you can't differentiate between Michelle Kwan and now that I date an Asian woman, I need to be able to differentiate. I need to be able to tell them apart once in a while. Once in a while. If I don't, I'm in trouble. But it's Chris Yamaguchi. And by the way, the only room, that I have priorities. You've been to my house. I have priorities in my house. I have 2 living rooms. I guess one's a sitting room. Whatever. I have my whiskey room, very important.
The parlor.
The parlor. That's right. I have a parlor. I have the whiskey room is pretty much set up, except for the hidden door that I'm putting on it, and then I have my collectible action figure room, which I can't say toy room because when I say toy room, people look at me like it's some sort of 50 Shades of Grey thing.
Or the 40-year-old virgin.
Well, it is a 40-year-old virgin thing. That is very much so. Yeah. So it is wild. Fantasy football, Deer versus Truckers. We talked about H-1B earlier. And in fact, let me double check to see. Oh. Hold on. I think we've got some movement on the Frisco City Council.
We also, our composting program has just started. We are quite excited.
I don't care. Wow. Man, let me tell you something. I almost ran for mayor of Grapevine. You had me pretty convinced and pretty connected too, actually. You're a great guy.
We tried.
I couldn't have, could you imagine me sitting through Chunk Your Junk?
That's why I only did it one term. wait till you're up until 1 a.m. deciding zoning cases.
Oh, by the way, David, with a very good point. Back to our other conversation here. He didn't think people who live in Atlanta could swim.
I'm not going there.
I don't get it either. I don't know. All right, here we go. We're gonna go back to the Frisco City Council. There's
Item
right
10
there.
is our engineering services report.
This is boring. I want public comment. By the way, how
Yeah, they don't really do that at the end.
I know
That way they outlast everybody. They go home.
I know how unfun is the. By the way, this is a packed meeting for a city council meeting right now.
Yeah, well, they're expecting fireworks again.
They are gonna go. We've got an investigative journalist here. You can tell by her hat. But I am very excited to see engineering services. There we go. They're talking about the wastewater interceptors. Who can forget? All right, enough of that. Let's go back to. I just want to go back to this again because a convincing argument.
Atlanta is Atlantis. Atlanta is Atlantis. Atlanta is Atlantis. Atlanta is.
How come only a couple of people have staffs? Can they summon the water with that?
No, what's the point? Like, what are they?
Who came
What are
up
they trying to?
when you're sitting around, when you're like, hey, I think my city is the ancient city of Atlantis. Like when does it strike you? I need to make a power staff, and go out and get people to chant. When does that hit?
I don't know.
Is there a moment where you're like, I just need to, you know what? I'm going to take my power staff out, and I'm going to do some Moses stuff.
What's Atlanta known for any other than Coca-Cola, the Olympic bombing, and the child murder guy?
Stonewall.
Okay.
Oh, MLK. MLK's got he's buried there.
Fair enough. And getting burned down.
Huh?
And getting burned down during the Civil War by Sherman.
Yeah, and it's also got that hot dog place where they cuss at you. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What's that
I haven't
called?
been there in a while, but used to call it like Dallas with more trees.
Hot dog place that cusses at you in Atlanta. It's not the Wiener's Circle. No. Varsity hot dogs.
Yeah, just on the north side of downtown.
Yeah,
near Georgia Tech.
My nose is itching like I'm a cokehead. Yeah, so anyway, that's what they've got there. And of course the large group of people who believe that it's Atlantis.
That's some wild stuff.
In case you're wondering, the assistant city manager is now talking about gift card program phase 2. Gift card. There, I know you wanted to know that. Gift card program phase 2. So get ready, everyone. Gift card. All right, let's go back to, I want to talk about this. So the Grammys were Sunday. Did you know that?
I didn't. And if I had, I still wouldn't have watched.
I didn't either. I think I finally succeeded.
I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl. Are you going to watch it?
No. You know what? And I used to watch for the commercials. I thought it was great to watch, and I have just no interest. I usually go to, like, when I watch it. When is it? Next week?
Sunday, yeah.
I like to go to the VFW to watch it because I think it's the best place to watch it because it's like they got a good deal there, and it all goes to veteran stuff. It's like $20 or something like it. It doesn't matter. But I have reached a point in my life where I don't know when award ceremonies are anymore. And some poor sucker, Benny Johnson's team or somebody, clips these things and has to watch and sit through it all. I'm sure you have some. The media research people actually are the ones that usually go through all the stuff, and then I pay attention to them when they go through all of it. But so this was 2 days ago. Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson was there.
Speaking of 68 IQs,
she what is a woman? She does not know. She's not a biologist, so she doesn't know what a woman is. But she also applauded when Billie Eilish said that we are all on stolen land and F ICE, which again pointed out by I believe Colin Wright on Twitter. And I wish I would have thought of this. Sometimes there's stuff that they come up with that I wish I would have thought of. You can't both simultaneously say that we live on stolen land and then say that we should have open borders, because you can't steal something if it's like no borders. It's kind of a weird.
Well, I always say, look, at the end of the day, we didn't steal it, we conquered it, just like every other country that exists on this planet.
And all the Native Americans. And all the Native
like America
Americans
somehow held to this different standard than everybody else as it relates to things like voter ID and, whatever's, happened to the Native American population, which I would argue relative to a lot of other countries. I'm not saying this, was perfect, but a lot of it was violent. And to this day, they're taken care of to a certain extent.
Yeah. Hold on. Frisco Rail District billboards are being discussed now. So Billie Eilish got up and said, we live on stolen land, yada, yada. This is her mansion, by the way. I believe it's a $14 million mansion on the grounds that used to belong and were quote unquote stolen from the Tongva tribe. She actually went out and got the.
She knows what she's talking about.
Yeah. And so somebody went out and got members of the Tongva tribe to say, hey, since you're on stolen land, give us your house.
Yeah. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio lecturing us all on, climate change while he's flying around in a G5.
Yeah. Tongva tribe statement, as the first people of the greater Los Angeles basin, we do understand that her home is situated in our ancestral land. Eilish has not contacted our tribe directly regarding her property.
What a great troll.
The same thing happened a few years ago when Ben and Jerry said that they lived on stolen land, and a member of the tribe that was in Vermont, where their headquarters is, showed up, knocked on the door, and said, "Hey, give me my stuff." So,
yeah, and I wonder how many illegal aliens are being harbored there at her mansion that she's taking care of.
Also, keep in mind when illegal aliens show up to leftist areas, they get rid of them very, very quickly. When they
see Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, Martha's Vineyard was under 72 hours, I believe. They called in the army and got them out of there. Got them the hell out of there.
Yeah.
It was like 47 whole illegals.
Complaining to the governor, complaining about Governor Abbott, who shipped them there, that like, hey, we don't have any way to take care of these people and provide resources for them. Really? But we're supposed to.
My favorite of that whole thing was when, and I'll see if I can find it. One of the
I got to figure out who in his office came up with that, by the way, because it was actually kind of genius.
Wasn't it DeSantis? It was DeSantis.
Did he start? Probably. I mean, DeSantis, kind of leads the way on all those types of things.
My favorite was, by the way, factcheck.org says the migrants, here we go. This is my favorite. Migrants DeSantis flew to Martha's Vineyard were not deported the next day, as he claimed. No, they were deported 3 days later.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as possible, though.
All the fact checkers are
absolutely.
It's like the old Facebook fact checkers. Hunter Biden laptop. That was the one time I almost got thrown off of Facebook.
Really?
Yeah. Just like, come on. It was just like COVID origins, right? Like the second we were trying to sell this story about the wet market, that just happened to be a few hundred yards away from the Wuhan biology lab that we were funding, like it was anybody's like got any kind of rational critical thinker at all knew that was just nonsense.
By the way, here we go. Keir Starmer, UK Nazi. Go squat on their property, put illegals on the property with a fake lease and see what happens. Yep. What would they do? And by the way, Ozzy had that. He had it before I did the other earlier, the hot dog place where they cuss at varsity. You can buy a box of hot dogs and get real sick at the airport too. That's they have a stand at the airport. You can get like 12 hot dogs at the airport and get like just
the sickest I ever got in my life was on a hot dog I got from a Texaco in Waco.
Really?
Yeah. Like stay away from like convenience store hot dogs. As a general rule.
Sickest I ever got in my life was my friend Bobby's wife's cooking. She
Oh, no.
reheated leftovers from New
She's
Year
gonna appreciate that.
like 3 months later. And like I was like, sure, whatever. I'm sure it'll be fine. It was E. coli or something. It was like the worst.
Yeah. Food poisoning is bad.
Oh, it was beyond bad. I don't want to deprive us of Ketanji Brown Jackson's face. Hold on.
No,
There you go.
never.
Look at her. What an
How about
act.
those glasses? She should wear those on the bench.
She steal those from Elton John.
The same people that celebrate her have a problem with Clarence Thomas, which is just remarkable.
Clarence Thomas, one of the most intelligent people probably in American history. But,
Agreed.
And there's host Trevor Noah, of course.
Quiet.
Wow.
You know, like,
He doesn't have to say anything. That's what I like about this guy. Hi. Hi, everyone. I don't know how she can say that she's impartial after being there and then applauding for the living on stolen land garbage.
well, she's not. We know that.
But yeah. And she's incredibly stupid. That's really the problem, is that she's incredibly stupid. If she was, I would almost give her credit if she could like formulate reasonable arguments as a liberal, but nope. So
Yeah, that one crossing, or when she was asking questions of the gentleman arguing the gender issues in sports, that was embarrassing for her, like flat out.
do you think she feels embarrassment though? I feel like she doesn't.
It's interesting because like it is the one question, if you ask any of these folks on the far left, I mean, they don't have good answers, and they all stumble across. I mean, you'd think they'd be on script at this point, but they all struggle to answer that question.
Yeah.
What is the one question?
It's tough out there. They can't figure out.
Or I saw Congressman Gill, from North Texas. I can't recall who he was interrogating in a House hearing the other day, but he could not get this gentleman that he was asking questions of to acknowledge that men can't have babies. Like the guy wouldn't say it.
It's unbelievable. What is it for too? Virtue signaling? I mean, there is no reason to.
It's they get married to this political narrative, and they just can't abandon it. Not even when all logic, all science, which they love to beat the drum of, is not even in question.
Yeah. By the way, slow night on the internet, but still we're 15 times the viewership of Real America's Voice. This is an interesting video that I got sent today. It's of I believe it's a preschool. Let me see if I can get the details off it.
I've seen this. We should talk about that thing that happened in Austin too.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Let's get through this though. Teaching kids to protest at an early age. This is literally Marxism in action right here. Here we go.
Choose kindness. Choose kindness. Choose kindness. Choose kindness. Choose kindness. Choose kindness.
Why would you need to teach children to protest?
Yeah, and we wonder what's gone wrong in our public schools.
This is again another, and you can see the stumpy white liberal woman who is teaching the kids to march and protest. So exactly, her politics before she even opens her mouth. So par for the course. What happened in Austin that we need to cover?
So basically, the administration and a lot of the staff promoted a student ICE protest. And
hey, hold on. Before we do that, we've got movement.
Told me and the soldiers and the DPS and everybody else, get out of here. Give us this back. And this is not your land, it's my land. I own all that stuff all the way from here to the South Pole. Those are all my people. They come up here and they want money, and you don't let them have it. That's racism. That's hatred. You get out. Well, see, she owns all of South America, but that's not enough. God, the 10th commandment says, if you want something, ask me for it. Don't go kill your neighbor and take it.
I'm sure this is a nice guy. I have no idea what he's talking about.
People
confused.
intend to do. As far as this H-1B visas and these sorts of things, we're at the point right now where we have city councils like you that are telling the gang members to fight against ICE. This is insurrection. This is the overthrow.
Fresco City Council isn't doing that.
This is why 20 million people walked across that border. We got to be thinking about that. The H-1B visas, we don't need them. We don't, not right now, someday, but not now. We need to support ICE, and we need to support America. Oh, guess what?
I'm with him on that.
Yeah, I mean, those two things don't have anything to do with each other, as you know. Like,
no. And that's just they're going to be in for a very long night in Frisco. I guarantee everybody in that audience.
Honestly, like Frisco's the epicenter of the H1 issue. There's no doubt about it.
Correct.
And it is culturally changing. I mean, there's no questioning that either. And my issue with H1, and again, I wouldn't eliminate it. I would say that I agree with this notion that we probably need a 5-year moratorium on any form of immigration. And interestingly, I moderated a debate for Congressional District 32 just last week. We had 6 candidates there, and I asked that question. I was like, "What's the solution?" And almost universally, everybody's like, "No, we got to stop this for now." Like, it's really, I mean, in North Texas in particular, it's all anybody's talking about. Yeah. Because it's palpable. You can see it happening right in front of your eyes. You see it when you go to the store, you see it at your kid's school. And again, immigration inherently is not a bad thing once we've secured the borders and we have a salient immigration policy that allows for things like guest worker visas or whatever it is, militaries. I don't care. There's lots of good ideas there. Yeah. The problem is, and this is frightening actually, like we are in 2016 redo. The president, in 2016 won the election on border security and immigration reform. We had a trifecta, both houses of Congress and the presidency. Congress did nothing. It is February and elections are November. Mm-hmm. And Congress has done nothing. Do you even hear about, a comprehensive border security immigration bill? Any details associated with that?
No, and the SAVE Act needs to pass too. Like that's the other thing. Like why are we not passing the SAVE Act right now? Hold on, I actually have a clip on this. Here is CNN talking about everyone wants voter ID. This is CNN. Here you go.
Take a look here. Favorite photo ID to vote. 85% of white people favor it. 82% of Latino. 76% of Black Americans favor it. So the bottom line is this. Voter ID is not controversial in this country. A photo ID to vote is not controversial in this country. It is not controversial by party, and it is not controversial by race. The vast majority of Americans agree with Nicki Minaj that, in fact, you should have a photo ID.
Look at this host right here. He's like prepping.
Yeah, this guy just kind of comfortable with that data.
Yeah. He literally is shocked, and I don't know what he says here. I don't care what he has to say.
And again, why is the United States held to a double standard than every other country on the planet in this respect?
Correct.
I saw somebody speaking to the Grammys that, was basically, you had to have an ID to get in the Grammys. Like you have to have an ID practically for everything, as you know. And there is no other country on the earth that like makes voting easier and makes voting more vulnerable. And, for these people that always say that we have to make voting easier. No. Voting is one of the most sacred of American privileges and responsibilities. I don't care if it's hard.
If you make voting easier, you make it easier to cheat. That's just how it goes. Here is, by the way, we'll go back to the city council meeting. I have sat through many city council meetings. And by the way, I'm not going to knock people for showing up and sharing their opinions. I think more people should do this all the time.
When I was a city councilman, I was good with it too. No matter what their opinion was, we heard them out.
That's your right.
Fast, going from topic to topic, changing the topic mid-sentence, asking a question over here, immediately going over there and asking another question. When a speaker, a true, genuine speaker, will speak at a rate and a pace where the audience can hear what the speaker says and then processes the information in their head. That is what a genuine speaker does.
Jesus Christ. Listen, lecturing people on that. And by the way, somebody should tell that guy to not kill his battery. He can just look this up. It's going to be online. I don't know why he's filming.
Yeah.
Another thing I do want to say is that I've seen an example of this all the time. For example, if someone says, why are there so many insert group here, people in Frisco? Pick your enemy. It could be black people. It could be Jewish people. It could be, more recently I heard, Indian people. When someone's asking a statement like that, why are there so many of these insert group people here? They're not asking a genuine question. They're trying to make a statement. So my suggestion is this, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but I think it's your only option. Your only option is to ignore them. I know that sounds crazy, but you honestly have no other choice. If you were to respond to snippets of that conversation and put it on their social media, there's no way of interacting with bad actors without giving them what they want.
Look at the people. I love these people behind him. This guy hates it too. It's like they are amazing.
Oh, is it so? It wasn't that cold out. Why was this guy wearing a ski hat?
Can I just tell you too? When I lived in Grapevine, I went to City Hall because my street was very dark. It was right off of Main Street where I used to live.
I recall.
And I asked for a street lamp. I actually got up and I was like, "Hey, I'm not here to say anything crazy like these other people that were in front of me. I just need a street lamp. And can you guys just drive up there and see how dark it is?" And I got a street lamp like 2 months later.
Shocking that they, didn't want your attention, like negative attention.
But
it's just to ignore them. There's no way of engaging with some of these individuals in a way that will be beneficiary to any of us. Thank you for your time, and God bless America.
Intellectually lazy, right? Because this is what the left does. Again, what did I come on and say about H-1 to begin with? It's nuanced.
Yes.
Like, I
can
say
be good.
that, like, we need to just eliminate H-1B tomorrow. But like, that's the problem. They immediately default to racism. It's ridiculous. Like, it's so silly.
By the way, why didn't anyone during the Grammys say anything about the Iranian citizens? Oh, because they don't care. Because it doesn't fit the narrative. There are protesters in Iran right now being shot down in the streets.
So by the way, in that story is horribly non-reported.
Yeah.
By what I call the line. You know why? Because it's inconvenient to the narrative. Because those people were motivated by the fact that we got involved, bombed their nuclear facilities, and they feel empowered. And I was having this conversation with somebody in DC actually earlier today. Like, I still think that there will be a pretext where we get in there and finish that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
What's this guy doing?
They were
I would
really
rather
close.
stay in
They
here
were
defying
really
the
close.
impossible.
What?
They were the citizens. I mean, they were really close, and they came down hard, as you know. I mean, they're killing tens of thousands of people.
Oh yeah, it's horrifying. It's horrifying what they're doing over there. But the left doesn't care about that because it doesn't fit the narrative.
That's right. So they don't care.
They just want to make sure that criminals stay in America. Let's see what this guy's saying.
Today, that home is fading. Frisco is changing at a speed no community can absorb without damage. Roads are clogged, schools are overcrowded, public space is unfamiliar. When lifelong residents voice concern, we're told our discomfort is bigotry. That is a lie. This is not hate, it is a love of home. It is fighting for your own side, and that's okay. As a student at the University of North,
I like this guy.
The same pattern unfolds.
Rational.
Rapid influx of F1 visa students have strained resources and fractured identity. Some have falsely claimed campus jobs and committed Social Security fraud in order to extend their stays illegally. That isn't diversity, it is abuse of our laws and of the society Americans built. Mass immigration is defended on 3 pillars: economic benefit, cultural enrichment, and moral duty. Each collapses under scrutiny. First, the economic myth. H-1B visas are sold as importing the best and brightest. In reality, the system is riddled with fraud and bloat. Texas Attorney General.
This guy's smart. This guy's smart. I like him.
Texas firms running sham ghost offices, private homes listed as headquarters to sponsor foreign workers with no real jobs. That's not innovation, that's a racket. It displaces American workers. Not only that, it also suppresses our wages.
Like this guy.
Meanwhile, our inequality explodes. In DFW, Indian origin households earn a median income of $150,000 a year. That's nearly double the regional average. When you import the top 1% of a nation of 1.4 billion into a city of 220,000, inevitably, it will price out its natives. Families without international networks are being pushed out of the city they built. If that's growth.
Anyway, this guy's good. I hate cutting him off, but I want to hear more from you. But he's good. So this is going to be.
The problem is they're directing the discussion at the wrong place. There's nothing anybody on that city council can do.
No.
It's in the state legislature, there's some things you can do. Obviously, it goes back to the larger issue of Congress just refusing to deal with immigration reform, whether that's legal or illegal immigration reform. And I think you know this. Like, it's sad because Republicans had every ability to come out of the gate and solve that problem based on that election, and really based on 2016. And they're just cowards, and part of it is there's a lot of pressure from business communities we talked about, and a lot of those are big Republican donors. But I am fearful that we lose this midterm nationally. We lose at least one we lose the Senate or we lose the House, and we are back to square one. And nothing, as you know, will get past it until the next administration, minimally, or until one side or the other has a trifecta again. And Republican inaction on this issue in 2016 is precisely what caused the crisis that we experienced under the Biden administration. They took advantage of.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%.
Again, I think it's just shocking that people don't talk about it. And there's this dynamic that happens where, because it happened in 16 too. I ran a big congressional primary in 20, and when we went into that race in 19, border security and immigration reform was the #1 polled issue. By the time that primary rolled around a year later, nobody was talking about it anymore because Trump was in office. He'd sealed the borders, and everybody thinks the problem's solved. The Congress has done nothing. And you and I both know a lot of Congress people, and I've sat in their offices and they're like fretting about like this midterm, which of course historically is a tough midterm for any political party that's in power. Doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. And I'm just looking at them going, what are you doing? Like, I don't see anything,
Yeah.
They're worried about it. They're doing nothing about it. Population DFW, it's like the fastest growing of any population group. It's not Hispanics. There's something around 300,000 residents in DFW now. It's the largest and fastest growing in Collin, Denton counties, Frisco, Plano, Irving. Those are kind of the hubs. And so you can't, like, again, if you've lived in these communities for 10, 20, 30 years, this is how it happened pretty rapidly. And it is accelerating. It's not slowing down. And again, this particular culture, it's not about any particular culture or race. But in the case of that one, they don't assimilate. Again, not high crime, like some of the other populations that we are, moving along here that are, criminals. But they don't assimilate. If you're familiar with those communities and, their traditions and customs, and it's fundamentally changing those communities, I think people have a right to ask questions about whether this is the right thing to do, at least at this rate or this pace.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's, by the way, this is actually good news and something people should pay attention to. Not only is crime down across the country, which, by the way, is directly related to Trump and the Trump administration deporting people, but in 2025, encounters with migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border fell to their lowest level since 1970.
Not to mention violent crime.
Oh, yeah.
And murder.
So only 237,000 encounters in 2025. I know. So we went and filmed a documentary with Kevin Roberts at the border, and you could see where on the Mexican side of the border when we were there, and I believe it's premiering soon, this border episode. We were explained that there were mansions along, basically the cartels had mansions along the border on the other side of the Rio Grande from McAllen, and they would just boat people across. Like there was no stopping them. Like it was just literally, you just take a little boat across the river, stick around at the cartel house, and then you could see the houses.
It was overwhelming what was going on. I mean, there's no way to contain it, short of deploying the regular U.S. military down there.
And it was, when we were down there, it was completely silent on the border, completely silent.
Yeah. We were down there a couple weeks ago as well. We were invited by Homeland Security to be in the pool with Kristi Noem, and it was incredibly quiet.
Yeah, it's wild what it just was and where it is now. Let's check back in with our friends over.
By the way, the other thing that nobody talks about before you go there, the number one, the second biggest thing. I mean, set aside a wall, right? Or if we just eliminate the incentives that compel people to migrate here illegally in the first place, like in Texas, namely free, health care and education, which are expensive for regular Americans, right? I mean, property taxes in Texas are not cheap, relative to other states. It's the reason we don't have a state income tax. We push it all over there. But and of course, there is a Supreme Court case there that says you have to. But, what the Democrats do, they go lawfare mode, right? And you start passing laws in blue states to challenge those rulings. And that's what Republicans should do, too. It costs Texas taxpayers billions of dollars. And if you have any questions about that, just go to Parkland Hospital on a weekend.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to look up here the new taxes, the list of new taxes in Virginia. By the way, X is the best place to find list of new taxes in Virginia. I think there's a video on it, but here we go. Let's see. There's the tweet.
Yeah, they didn't waste any time there.
They're not at all.
Moderate candidates.
Here you go. Here's the list. Here we go. About 2 minutes here.
Here's a list of the many tax increases and proposals Democrats in Virginia are considering passing. They include additional local sales tax in all Virginia counties and cities, new personal property tax on electric leaf blowers and electric landscaping equipment.
Why?
Large employer tax, gun and ammunition tax, new income tax brackets, a delivery tax. This would hit you if you make an order on Amazon, Uber Eats, or an order that includes UPS, FedEx delivery, etc.
Uber Eats, great.
In Northern Virginia.
That'll kill me.
By the way, if you're taxing every delivery, that should be enough to balance any budget. Period.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It should be able to balance every budget at this point. Where are we at here? There we go.
Looking out for events, concerts, an investment income tax, storage facility tax, gym membership tax, dog walking tax, dog grooming tax, counseling tax, digital personal property tax, new car taxes and highway use fees, an increase in the hotel tax here in Arlington, statewide speed cameras. Now, these aren't taxes, but they would include more fines for some drivers, dry cleaning tax.
This guy's filling 2 minutes with new taxes he's listing.
Home repair tax and a
get what you vote for.
Tax.
Yeah.
They should really.
I mean, that is absolutely wild to me.
Yeah.
That's where this is.
Wait till you see what comes down in New York.
Oh my God, that is going to be.
I was incredibly pro Mandami because it's gonna be the greatest thing that ever happened in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Wall Street's moving to Dallas.
Yeah, I believe that's going to happen as well. Why would they continue to live there? Why would they continue to stay there at all? When they're
in the campaign, he talked about tax and trades. I mean, they're already moving here in mass, as you know. And of course, we have NASDAQ here. That's, the Texas Stock Exchange. Goldman's building a huge new campus here. Deloitte. We're going to be the center of the financial universe here in Dallas because of Mandami. And, I know it's bad for America that, we're going to allow the socialist experience or communist experience to happen in New York. But, at the same time, just like Virginia, people need to understand what they're voting for. Mm-hmm. And let them live under that for a while. Let's see if things don't change.
Yeah, well, I do believe things are going to change. And actually, I think I saw by demographics, there was another thing I didn't pull up, that because of the birth rate in red states compared to blue states, without illegal immigrants being counted.
The map will shift.
I think seven seats or 14 seats. It was some crazy number in red states.
Well, and that's another area where the left is really hypocritical, right? So, when Texas redistricted, everybody threw a fit nationally, and they celebrated, the folks that walked out of Texas, the legislators that walked out of Texas, whatever. Every one of those states, is insanely gerrymandered. Mm-hmm. It's not even close to what Texas does. We've actually, been remarkably reasonable, given that, we've had a Republican majority in the state legislature since '92, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Back to the live. Let's see what's happening here at the Frisco City Council meeting. I was hoping that the actual crazy guy would show up, and I've been keeping an eye out to see if he's there.
Y'all, thank you for everything.
All right. Again, great to be civically involved. The dude behind him recording every speech, it's recorded online, friend. Don't burn your phone on recording everyone.
It's like all these protesters or agitators, all videoing everybody's wearing a body camera.
Yeah. I don't.
Is overwhelming. Okay, Frisco City Council, take a look at this room full of concerned citizens. These are the people you represent, and they're here to tell you there's a big problem that needs your attention. A lot of Frisco residents have reached out to me over the last 2 weeks since I spoke here. They want you to answer questions about why some of the mayor's biggest donors are Indians that don't live in Frisco.
I got questions about that.
Yeah. Is he being bought out to ignore an Indian takeover? Why are people with multiple H-1B companies registered to one address donating to Frisco's first Indian mayor? We know Fortune 100 companies are
Okay, there's no Indian mayor there. It's a white guy.
Indians in Frisco opening up
city councilman.
tied to.
Who's a great conservative.
It's not a coincidence that Frisco's Indian population exploded 4,510%, and there's potential visa fraud here. Bert, that was a nice speech. If you truly cared about me, you would have helped me when I told you face to face that I was a whistleblower exposing
Oh,
the
this is
company
him.
that's doing business in
Yeah.
Frisco. Why did you run for Congress on closing immigration loopholes while completely wanting to ignore the H-1B loophole that has exploded Frisco's Indian population?
Actually
You stated
ran on
in
all
your
of that.
speech, the Indian population is 1.6% of America, but it's 33% of Frisco. You proved the point for me. Doesn't that seem odd? For me, it's more than the Indian takeover that's a big deal. I'm here to expose tyranny and
His shorts are salmon. The color is salmon.
Are those
to the
shorts
big puzzle
or
that's destroying Texas and America
Plant
from within.
difference.
Frisco City Council, T-Mobile, and the PGA all know they've colluded to silence a whistleblower.
He's wearing T-Mobile pants.
Corporations own Frisco. Corporations own our elected officials. We're
If you'd
living
seen
in
this
the
guy's
United States
criminal
of
record, you
corporations
understand why
where
he
the
doesn't want
Constitution
T-Mobile
doesn't matter because the people who took an oath to the Constitution are bought and paid for. Mayor Cheney, I've heard from a lot of real estate agents that they have concerns with you owning one of the largest real estate firms in Frisco.
That's
you may
fair.
not be doing anything illegal, but a lot of people think you're shady and using your leadership position to benefit your bank account.
That does
You
happen.
told
That
Dallas
happens.
Express
I-
that
I-
H-1B
I
fraud
experienced
isn't
that
your
in my
problem. It's a federal problem. Well, now Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has opened up investigations into H-1B fraud. Can we expect you to ask Ken Paxton to investigate your donors? People in Frisco better wake up. Soon enough, your entire city council can be Indian with how fast the population has grown, and they're showing up to the voting polls. In 2023,
Actually,
the
it's
city
very hard for Bert to get elected.
T-Mobile USA as the
Very
biggest
hard.
private sector employer in the city. Since then, T-Mobile has laid off thousands of Americans across the country and hundreds out of that Frisco office, and I'm one. It's the whole reason I speak here. T-Mobile is
Could
currently
because of their
laying
felony
off
drug
employees
conviction.
all over America, and nobody in the news is talking about it because they're being protected from being exposed.
For real.
And now, as of late 2025, T-Mobile USA opened a global technology hub in Hyderabad, India, that employs thousands of Indians while they're laying off Texans and Americans. They've even sent Americans
what
to
could
go
the city
train
council
these
do about
Indians
that?
in
Nothing.
India.
Right.
T-Mobile USA could have easily opened up this technology hub in the United States of America, and they could have ran it out of one of the 2 Frisco offices on Warren Parkway.
Call T-Mobile.
On top of that, T-Mobile spent $81.5 million on salaries for H-1B employees in the United States in 2025.
Again, what does that have to do with
All
Frisco City
salaries
Council?
that could have went to Americans. Is it a coincidence that T-Mobile has a
Crazy
new
'cause he
Indian
has
CEO
good points,
as
and then
I
he
remember
doesn't have
last
good
year?
points.
Probably
Well,
not.
I
And let me
want to say
remind
something about that
everyone
when he's
of what
done.
I've exposed to the Frisco City Council about T-Mobile as a whistleblower. T-Mobile violated the United States Constitution by censoring customer text messages during COVID. T-Mobile discriminates against white Christian men with diversity, equity, and inclusion. T-Mobile pushed the transgender agenda onto their employees and even funded programs promoting the LGBTQ agenda to children. T-Mobile discriminated against Texans
why
for
do we
being
want them?
unvaccinated, and they coerced and bullied Americans into getting unvaccinated. T-Mobile's had me censored and shadow banned on social media for speaking up, and they even weaponized the Texas judiciary system to come after me. To my fellow Texans, we have a big problem, and we have to stay on top of these problems and not let them go away. I recommend people start showing up to their local city councils and speaking up and demanding the leadership pay attention. You can
But that's where
expect
he's
me
wrong.
to continue speaking up at local city council meetings, and I'll be speaking at more than just Frisco. Thanks again to all the Texans who showed up to support me. It's not easy being a whistleblower speaking up.
I got something to say about that. It's not about you. Like
But it is about him.
I mean,
This
that's the problem. Is it's not about you. Thanks for supporting me. Like, dude, like they're there. Those people are there for the community. They're not your audience of fans. I know they got applause or whatever, and it's a very good feeling. But they're there to help out their city.
No, but this guy's again. We interviewed him, and we're sensitive to this issue. We'll go into like what you said. Like a lot of things he said were right, misdirected. But he wants to be you. Like that's all it's about for him.
Yeah, and there are a lot of people who just want to be famous off of things, and it's like you get your little hit, and then you roll. Like me, I don't know if you've ever hung out with me in public, but I hate it. It's like I want to be like in a corner. I don't want to talk to people. I like kind of just do my
Except at like a TPUSA women's event, maybe.
Oh,
that exception.
I was there. Listen, I was there, and like I was there with my old assistant, and I just said as long as I have a ranch water, not the canned juice for girls, but the actual like tequila and soda, in my hand the entire time. I'm a happy camper. But no, look, he had good points, but you're right. It's like, what can you do about T-Mobile?
It's not just that. Like, he's conflating, right? So everything he said about T-Mobile is 100% true. I was in the telecom industry.
Yeah.
I've been in meetings with their CEO, and it's true. You know, they are incredibly woke, like huge DEI company, support all those things that he said. But then you can't turn around and accuse the Frisco City Council or individuals on that council of corruption without evidence. And the last time he tried to do that, he got his facts wrong. And those two things aren't related. And back to my original point about how the H-1 issue is nuanced. And people like that are dangerous, like, because we have to have a rational, productive conversation about what the right reforms are. You heard me say I don't support it. Like, I think we've gone way too far. And he's not wrong about abuse. There's tons of abuse. And I think, and I've talked to a lot of people about this, and we've done our own investigations, that when we really start digging into the level of H-1 fraud and corruption that exists in our own state, it's potentially much bigger than in Minnesota, because we're a much bigger state.
I agree.
And just for whatever reason, you know, we've ignored this problem for so long. So I appreciate people drawing attention to the problem, but the issue is we need solutions. And then when you start to accuse people of crimes, you know, without evidence, that's a problem, because
Also, T-Mobile can't shadow ban you. T-Mobile.
That's what the left does.
T-Mobile can't shadow ban you on social media. That's the social media companies. If you're going to do that, at least blame the social media companies. That was just kind of weird. Like, I hate
what he's doing is it's just totally exploitive.
Well, so I hate it because I like that there's attention being brought to the issue. Right.
Right. I'm good with that too.
But it's not about, like, when you become a spokesperson for things, it's not about you. Like that's the like there are just issues with this where it's like, I take on a lot of issues, but I'm not like, look at me, I'm the person for this issue. I just talk about the issue.
That and the facts matter. You know, my biggest problem with, you know, left-wing journalism, which is like 90% of journalism, is it's just lacking the truth.
Yeah.
And, you know, we always say, I mean, like, in our outlet, truth is sacrosanct. Like, you might not agree with something we report, you might not agree with the way we report it, but I always ask people when they complain, I'm like, what did we say that wasn't true? And, you know, and we've never been sued as a result. And so when your facts don't jive, or in this case, like, what evidence does he have of any form of corruption? I got it. Like, this one city council person may have taken donations from folks that are not in the area. That happens in every election.
Every election.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, but that doesn't mean there's a crime. And so when you go to that extreme and then start mixing those issues, you just leave the left an opening to discredit you and discredit the larger issue, which is important.
Well, but I also saw, and look, you don't have to talk about this, and I don't, but like, people who, again, don't start throwing bombs at friendly people. That's the other thing too. Like, because
he did that with us and a number of other outlets, as you know. It's like, you're pointing the gun at the wrong place, brother. Like, we're sensitive to like what you're trying to make people aware of. It's the way you're doing it.
Yeah. And I mean, I understand being fired up about it too. I look at there's a lot of stuff here. It's a lot of good stuff, but you blow it when you're throwing bombs at good people.
That's why I said it's nuanced, because it is.
And it's weird when I talk about,
and those people can't solve any of those problems that he just explained. That's a congressional issue. That's a state legislature issue. That in some cases can be a county commissioner issue, but not the Frisco City Council. They can't do a thing about it. It's just that he knows he can get on a public hearing and create a viral video.
Well, and that's just been a trend for people over the past couple of years. There were a couple of people who got pretty famous doing goofy things at city council meetings that then they just kind of stuck with the goofy things.
I mean, there is a difference between comedy though, and I know who you're talking about.
But it's just like, I don't like it when good city councils get harassed either. Like, when we have good people that need to like go and, it's cute to be performative, I guess, but like it gets old. Like, again, like these people tonight, and justifiably, it's going to be a long ass meeting for these people in Frisco tonight. They're going to hear from everybody in the community who justifiably came out and are out speaking and not trying to get famous from it, but are out speaking because they care about their community. And I think it's great. But
This guy got really angry at us because, like, the story we went to write, of course, was about, the accusations that he made. He couldn't support them.
Yeah.
And, we found out the truth was very different. And the gentleman that he made himself very available to us, as you said.
Oh.
Again, I'm sensitive to the issue and the cause. It's the biggest issue in North Texas.
If Bert didn't have a city council meeting tonight, he would be on the show, and he'll probably be on later this week. I tell him he talks too much. Half the time when he comes over, when we hang out, he's a friend. He's a great friend. I've known him for a while.
Let's see if maybe he'd do a live stream with us and this gentleman.
Oh, good God, that would be. I would enjoy that. I think that would be a very good. I think that'd be a very good live stream.
It would. And I'll tell you what you'll find. Again, is there's just a lack of credibility from that guy.
And Bert will defend his record. Bert will defend everything that he's done. He is a wide open book. He's never hidden anything about himself.
I didn't know the guy at all. And by the way, to date, I still haven't met him or talked to him. But my reporter that interviewed him, we know when people are being authentic and genuine and telling us the truth.
Yeah.
And
Bert will tell you too much. I've told him this before. He'll start talking. He'll ask his own questions. He'll answer his own questions. This guy, he just goes. When you turn his talker on, he goes. And I've told him, hey, too much. Sometimes this is his friend. I'm like, hey, too much, buddy. I don't need to know anymore. I don't need to know anymore about it. But like, when I see things coming out about him, like, oh my God, he was a contestant on Jeopardy. Yeah, he was. He won. He won the last show that aired before Alex Trebek passed away. He was on. And
winning Jeopardy is pretty cool. I don't know why anybody criticized you for that.
He ran for Congress, I believe, in California, and then he moved here and he ran for Congress here. He's again, authentic, very good. Like you said, honest guy, and somebody I call a friend, and I would stand up for, and I do stand up for. So like, I think you should do that. I think that's the solution here. I think you put your big corporate money and your evil backing, because that's what's going to happen, right? That's where this.
Yeah. Goes. Again, just to reframe it, look, it's out of control. Like, there is abuse, and it might be really bad. I think we're going to find out that it is.
But also to frame it, there's nothing to hide from the Dallas Express. You guys are actually really good journalists who look. I know your politics, but your politics do nothing to influence the truth that you report.
That's all we're about. It's the truth. And yeah, we come at it definitely differently than the far left media does. We see that reflected every day, actually. I'll never forget remember the video of, and I never can pronounce her name correctly, the poor girl that got killed on the train.
Yeah.
And, that was the only story, on social media or digital outlets for 3 days. It took the Dallas Morning News 7 days to even report the video, and it was buried in an AP story, and the Star Telegram never did. They're just not going to, and Elon Musk says this, right? Like, non-reporting a story is the same thing as censorship.
Yep, it is.
And they do it all the time. It's just like the Iranian example that we talked about. Like, this monumental thing is going on over there that normally that you would think that the left and Democrats would be probably people rising up to overthrow an authoritative government. But they don't want to do it because it reinforces the decision that Trump made. To bomb them and to settle the peace, like for now at least, with Palestine. I'm not saying there is such a thing, but with that region of the country.
I'm still, by the way, Chuck, just to clarify, I'm still very fat. Just it goes from my face first. So don't be confused. It goes like this as soon as it gets very wide once it gets past the shoulders. We're working on it though.
You got the Ozempic filter.
Oh, I need to get the Ozempic. I'm not going to do Ozempic because of the side effects, but I will say this. I have cut back my drinking to the point that I get drunk on like one drink now, and it's really sad. Because I'm a drinker, but not anymore apparently because I'm old.
I haven't seen you drink heavy.
You did when you were over here the last time. I had 4.
Did you have 4?
Yeah. Well, I pour them quick. Right, I got them. I had the bottle next to me, and I had we're in the whiskey room where the lights are a little dimmer, so you don't see how my sleight of hand while I'm,
Yeah, if we'd done this one there live tonight, I would definitely needed an Uber, and that would have been an expensive one.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's you live a million miles away from me now, but we can't talk about where I live because I have stalkers. It's really fun.
We won't do that.
So here's the deal. Why is Kalshi predicting Dems taking the House and JD stock dropping? So here's the deal. That is Kalshi is investors, and it's what people are throwing money behind. So at the moment, people are predicting it. It's people putting money behind things on the predictive markets. It's not Kalshi predicting it. It's people like putting their money behind it. They usually are pretty accurate, but I mean, we are so far away from things. I would not worry about it.
No, that is a lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lifetime between now and the midterms.
And by the way, Kalshi had a free grocery store today in New York. They just did a free grocery store, and it was like free groceries for people in the neighborhood.
I mean,
and I believe somebody else
that's
is
perfect for New York now, right?
Everything's
going to be free.
They're going to need it. All right, I'm going to leave on this one. There is a good story here in the middle of everything else that's happening. Turns out the tariffs work. And this is President Trump earlier got India to lower their tariffs on America to 0% on industrial and agricultural goods. That is massive. That is massive, and that is why we have tariffs. That is a huge deal.
You know, what I would say about tariffs, and it has not had the negative impacts that people anticipated and that, of course, the left sold. And look at the impact of GDP. You know, it's pretty remarkable that Trump got inflation. And again, if you're just a critical thinking, rational person and you leave politics out of it, inside a year, the dude basically solved 2 big foreign conflicts and got inflation under control. It's not going the other way yet, and it needs to, but it's under control. And the GDP is approaching 5%. Like that scorecard for any president of any party is a home run.
Yeah,
a home run. And the affordability issue, you know, that was the Biden administration that created that. Like basically spending unprecedented and printing unprecedented amounts of money and throwing it into the money supply, you know, that caused inflation to go crazy. It's just, it's like so silly. Like 2 weeks after he's elected, they're like, eggs are still $7 or whatever. I don't buy eggs, but like whatever they were, right? I mean, gas prices are under control. I mean, they're better. Like we got a long way to go, but that was a big, big mess. And I think most rational people anticipated that it would be a lot harder, and particularly from a market perspective, which is another show, but you know, it'd be a lot harder than it has been, frankly.
So if you don't know, and let me see if I can get this video up. This is what these butter cookies. I don't know if you see the comment there. So maybe we'll see better Indian butter cookies. You know that they're made in India, those tins of cookies. And I will hold on. I'll share this tab instead. So you got these guys. Nope, hold on. Come on. It's a little slow tonight. There we go. To Ozzy's comment. Have you seen this? Were you looking at the back of Danish butter cookies and they're made in India?
I mean, not surprising.
It's actually worse than India. They're imported in Glen Burnie, Maryland. I think you could catch more from Glen Burnie, Maryland than India. I'll be honest. I've spent a lot of time in Glen Burnie, and I honestly, that's a bad combo. Why it seems reasonable for someone from Glen Burnie in Anne Arundel County, Maryland I used to go to Glen Burnie Mall all the time as a kid. That's where the Toys R Us was when I was a little kid. But if you've ever been to Glen Burnie, you understand why they think India is a reasonable source for butter cookies. Because they're, yikes. I didn't even realize.
Like a little bit like buying water from Flint, Michigan.
Yes. Like it is.
Nobody's buying Flint water. It's all like Ozarka.
Yeah. Been a while. First time watching Tim since I got paroled. Yeah. Also, I got paroled too. I have not set up my studio yet, but we are working on it. I think I'm going to end up, by the way, getting we're debating what the background's going to be.
Yeah.
Because of the price of televisions dropping, for some reason, the price of TVs have dropped 98%.
Oh yeah.
So one of my friends who's a big time person on the TV has a $45,000 LED screen in her house.
Wow.
And I can now get a 110-inch TV that's about the equivalent of it, about half of it, for $1,000.
That's crazy.
I think you're going to see there are going to be some changes here pretty soon. But
anyway,
anyway,
when I moved recently, one of the upgrades I made, I went to finally an OLED TV. Mm-hmm. Wow. Like, you got to come see this, especially on the 4K stuff. It's wild. It'll change your day. And they're still not cheap, but you can get like an 80-inch one for $2,000.
Wow. My I have an 86-inch that I paid $654 for on Black Friday.
Is it a Chinese one?
It's a Korean one. It's Samsung. It's 3 stars. 3 stars. Samsung. All right, listen.
It's still made here anyway.
It's been a great hour and a half with you, sir.
Yeah, that's great. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. And we're gonna do this more.
Gigs.
I say I'm gonna start doing this more, and then next week I know I'm filming in the field, and then the week after that I'll be back for a couple of episodes, and then it's gonna be hit or miss until we get it real consistent. But I'm gonna be filming documentaries in DC next week. Some really fun stuff going on. Chris Putnam here. Look, I wrote your name on the board behind me, and then I can't even figure out how to use my whiteboard. I'm CEO of the Dallas Express again. If you guys
see some proper logos.
Yeah. Hey, I have new logos. I don't even have a single. I have a new logo that is all over the house except for this room, the one place it should be. I have coasters. I have doormats. I have a seal of the presidential seal, but it's my version of it. All over the house, except for literally the room where I broadcast from. Because why would I do that? That would be only logical.
Yeah. As you can see, I'm still getting mine together too.
We'll get there. You and I, we're going to be professional. One day when we grow up, we're going to be professional people. I did not swear that much this episode. What is wrong with me? Sober.
Maybe I didn't excite you enough.
No, you excite me.
We didn't get to the one thing I wanted you to. We'll talk about next.
Oh no, let's talk about it. I got an awesome hat on.
This body slam that Colin Allred put on James Tallarico. Like, it was so funny. But Tallarico is just saying crazy stuff these days, right? Like, atheists are better than Christians. Like, just everything that comes out of his mouth, I think he's losing 5 points. Like, he's figured out that like he's A-ball and like Jasmine's major league. I mean, whatever you think about Jasmine, like she's a shark.
So hold on, Colin Allred and then Tallarico. You got to send me when you come on. You got to send me the articles, man.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I do not.
Let's pick it up the next time because it'll be worth talking about.
Yeah, no,
it'll be more than.
And also, I think Tallarico will continue to dig himself a hole. He was on the View the other day, and they even on the View they couldn't deny that he missed 800 votes.
Yeah. I call him woke Opie. Now, a lot of people are not old enough to have that context, but.
Shuck is going to finally get a TV next year. James thinks we should eat more goats. And Ozzy, thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. And let's get this back and up and running and normal again. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. I want to make sure that we get more and more comments coming in. At some point too, I'm going to get the spaces running at the exact same time. So then we have the ability for people to weigh in and kind of like do call in, but through spaces. So that's my next phase. There's a few, I would have to, again, I'm looking at a mixing board over there, a microphone there, my screens are literally behind me. I've got TV screens on either side that, I could plug them in. I should probably put a little bit more effort. But it's beautiful. The conversation is what matters. Everybody being here is what matters. And of course, you matter, Chris. I think about you nonstop.
I appreciate it.
I want to thank our friends at Calci.
I think about your whiskey room nonstop.
Oh, listen, that's going to be fantastic. I want to thank our friends at Calci again for all of their sponsorship, and make sure that you go calci.com/Tim Young. But also, I tweet about them almost every day as well. Good people, and just fun to kind of play around in the markets. I started to get in on Super Bowl commercials. I had invested in some Super Bowl commercials, so I think I'm going to end up getting a free TV. I think is how this works. All right. Chris Putnam, Dallas ex-CEO. Also, make sure that you're subscribed to the Dallas Express, great news organization in the area.
Free.
And I want I want you to set up the that protester type guy and
let's go to work on that.
I can get you Bird all day. He'll do it. Bird will talk to anybody, and he worked his ass off to be able to represent that area. I tell you what, this is not like they're going to make it sound like, Indians can really easily get elected in Frisco. Untrue. Untrue. That guy squeaked out a win. Like, it was not a blowout. There was not a, massive support from however they're trying to frame it. So he got it done, and he's a good guy. Again, somebody I consider a friend. You're also somebody I consider a friend. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you very, very soon. And make sure you send me links next time. You know,
I will. It's been a long day. The news is not stopping right now.
Yeah, I know. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you like, share, subscribe on all the things. Hit the retweet button. I didn't bug you guys to hit the retweet button that much, but we are wrapping up tonight with 20 times the viewership of A Real America's Voice. So not a terrible